Hello everybody, Megazord X here, here again to give you another very exciting video. And for today, yes, I'm literally dubbing this week on the channel Mario Week. I'll be doing everything from doing my review discussions with the Mario movie. It should be like basically in 3 different kind of parts. And then everything from a little bit of gameplay and stuff I might actually wind up doing there on the side, as well as just some overall talks and discussions about my experience with Mario and whatnot, though. Be a combination of any of those kind of 3 things just randomly dropping out on the channel for this whole entire week though. But for this video for today, it's going to be a small little snippet of what I actually managed to capture from my Zarcast podcast the other night ago, where I was just going through and giving my movie impressions, overall thoughts, my experiences and whatnot. It won't have any spoilers or whatnot though. It's like me and one of my other guests there that was on the show, and we're just going to give our thoughts, overall impressions, whatnot, without giving away any spoilers and stuff like that. So that's what the main theme for this video is for today. But if you haven't already done so, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related I feel like talking about and discussing, along with Mario movie and anything else Mario for this whole entire week though. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight up into this video. Alright, so before I jump up into this mess, just a reminder, we're not going to be talking about spoilers up in this thing, because we're just going to be talking about our overall experiences within the movie theater, just the kind of overall feel that this movie has gotten, without even talking about any plot points or anything like that. I was just going to lay all of that out there so you don't have to worry about spoilers or anything like that. And also, if you know, with it being the kickstart of Mario Week for me, we're this is going to be like part one of like a lot of different other things that's going to be here to come over here on my channel though. So right now you're going to get the impressions. A little later on the week you'll get my actual full-blown solo review that's going to be also non-spoilery, and then late in the week hopefully I can sit down and gather all the crew together and we just talk about the the whole entire movie with all the spoilers and all the Easter eggs and all that stuff up in it though. So yeah, I want to go ahead and lay all that out there right now. All right, now with all of that stuff set aside though, this movie right here, I don't know about you, Steven, no, but I was going into it thinking it was going to be okay at best. I didn't think it was going to be, crazy or nothing like that. I thought it was just going to be a solid movie, but I came away pleasantly surprised. I think I just love the way how they personified and showed off Mario's character and all of his different interactions with him and Bowser, him and Luigi. I especially really like his interactions with between Mario and Donkey Kong as well, though. But overall, just looking at it at a surface level, I thought the movie was really solid. But what were you thinking, Steven?
Solid 9 out of 10. First, I'm just gonna say that first. As a Mario fan, I couldn't see anything that I didn't like about it. Is a start. That's what I'll start with. There was nothing I didn't like about it. There was just some stuff that I feel like it could have done better if it wanted to be more of an objectively like a good movie. For example, I feel like some scenes, without spoiling anything, go by far too fast and could have used a bit more development. This honestly would have been justified to be one of those 2-hour movies.
Yeah, which that was weird. Now that you mention that, this movie was like an hour and a half, and I would have
Like an
been fine
hour.
with it being 2 hours. But I think most Illumination movies aren't there kind of. Well, no, aren't there some like Despicable Me and
They're
all that stuff? Aren't those ones like 2 hours long or something?
they are an average of 2 hours. That's what is confusing me. Yeah.
What the heck? I don't know. That's the one baffling thing with this thing though. But in terms of movie experience, at least when I went and watched it at my theater, I went and watched it. Obviously, this movie came out on Wednesday. Originally, it was supposed to come out on a Friday. They decided to move it on up to a Wednesday, and I was like, huh. I guess there must have been thinking about their marketing and stuff like that. Like, hey, we can have a bigger weekend if we start this thing up a little sooner. Because technically, with it being Friday, technically you could have saw it as early as Thursday, but they're just trying to move that up one more additional day though. But yeah, we'll talk about that once you know, we're gonna talk about the sales and stuff and how good it's been doing though. But in terms of my actual movie experience, I saw it on Friday, so I had to hold out for a couple days and dodge a few spoilers here and there though. So I saw the movie on Friday. and I actually decided to watch it as a a matinee during the middle of the day. As soon as I got off of work, I ran out and actually went to go watch this movie. And I was thinking maybe I'll dodge some of the kids because like most parents with kids, maybe they got to send them to like somebody with their preschool or something like that, or maybe they're at work, so they're not gonna bring their kids or whatnot. Though I was thinking I'll dodge most of them, but I was just wrong. I was just wrong. I guess
You
some
should,
people
yeah.
do work at home or something like that. I knew I was gonna get some, but I didn't think I was gonna get nearly as many. Like I was sitting like in the very middle of the theater, like almost as middle as you possibly could. And I think it was weird. I had some people over there to my right that was like sitting down. I thought they were supposed to occupy those seats. They got up and moved to the left because they saw some other people sitting over there, and then they sat in somebody else's seats and they had to move down a little further. I was like, what the freak? But I had like a bunch of kids over there to my far left. Surprisingly, I had some little girl that was like, say maybe it was like 2 or 3. I thought she was gonna be cutting up. So, but surprisingly, she held it in. Like there were some moments with Bowser in the movie, and she was like, "I'm scared." I just heard that like very faintly, but somehow she held it in. I'm like, "Thank goodness." But outside of that, I had some like people over there to like my front towards my right, and I think maybe some people in the far back. But surprisingly, the movie was loud enough. I heard some small little chit chat, but the movie kind of drowned them out. So I didn't really get affected that badly with my movie experience, though. But that was, for the most part, it. But how was yours, Steven?
So we went to the theater. We went on Thursday. So it wasn't. It was still, it was only a day after it came out, so it was still a lot of people, obviously. And I had a pretty decent movie going experience. The only thing I felt bad about is that my dad halfway through the movie had to go get my brother some popcorn, and he missed 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Gosh. The
Yeah,
movie
it
ain't
was
even that
crazy.
long to begin with. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, no, it was crazy, honestly. But we did that, and he didn't care. Obviously, he was just mostly there for like the kid, and I wanted to see it, but that's me.
Oh,
But I had a decent experience. Nothing really went wrong. Obviously, there have been times where I went to the movie theater and something was horribly wrong. Spider-Verse, one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I went to go see a 3D showing of it, and they put on the wrong version for the first 20 minutes and refused to change it.
gosh,
So it was just
dang.
really blurry because it was supposed to be 3D.
Bro.
So, then they finally changed it and we got to watch the actual movie. But like I've had bad experiences like that, but this was like relatively okay. No kids really were screaming that much. My brother had a great time. He was, there was the scenes where they would be chanting like Mario, Mario, and he would like join along.
I didn't have any chanting, at least in my thing. There were some people that clapped at the very end of the movie or whatnot, though, but I didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, no, I feel like the people in my theater were they were very good about it. They were nice. A lot of people left before the credits rolled, which they've already revealed this. There is a post-credit scene, so that surprised me.
Now, that is kind of interesting because I think with my theater, most people I felt like a decent amount left, but most people stayed for the mid-credit scene. I guess it's just something with Marvel kind of instilled with most people, so it's just
Yeah,
a thing now that people kind of sit through credits or whatnot, though. But people stayed for that, but they didn't necessarily stay all the way to the very end for the post-credit one, the one that came after the mid-credits. So at least there was like the people that stayed for that one were like people that were like my age or a little older, not much older, but it was like into game and they knew or did their research like yes there's something else at the very tail end because most
I
of
just
the theater was empty for me for the most part at that point.
I liked listening to all the music personally.
Oh yeah, the music that they did during the mid credits was actually pretty cool. I think it might have been a melody of some kind of sorts, like just a whole bunch of Mario games is going throughout it though, but yeah. But yeah, so honestly, I was just genuinely impressed with this movie overall. I did think it was really solid, and I'd seen some little, recap covering of like what was it? Their what do they call it? Like the global premiere or whatnot though, the one that they do over there in California for like most movies or whatnot though. I heard some stories from like, Kid and Krista or Good Vibe Gaming and whatnot though. It was interesting hearing how they had like all those different, celebs and stuff like that, how they got invited. Apparently there wasn't like a lot of YouTube people that kind of got invited. Besides those two I already mentioned, it was also like Andre from Game Explain as well. But it wasn't like so much that, it was like more so the people that actually work with Universal or within Nintendo, and then obviously the actors themselves, and obviously I think there were some critics or probably something out there though. But it was interesting how they
Yeah.
did all of that. I think there was like some kind of post party or something like that though, so it sounded like they had like a really good time over there. I don't know, maybe one day or something like that I get big enough and I can actually go ahead and see this movie earlier than most average people or whatnot, and have a review actually drop out on time when everybody else is dropping their reviews. I don't know, maybe someday, maybe someday.
Maybe one day, Zard, you work towards that, and maybe it can happen.
Yeah,
Um, but
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say at my theater, yeah, everything relatively went okay. Uh, it was like $70 for the food.
Wait,
We
what the
got
freak?
Yeah, cause my family was like, Steven, don't spend too much money. Just get some popcorn. And I was like, fine, I'll just get some popcorn. And then they were the ones that ended up spending like $60.
Dang, because you know what? Oh, that reminded me. I knew I was about to forget about something. No, apparently there was also the thing where it was like, hey, I remember Wario64 tweeting about this mess though, but there was like a collectible tin popcorn thing that you can get if you participate, if you went to an AMC theater that was showcasing off that Mario movie. And it was like what, about $15 or something for the popcorn. So I was thinking to
Uh,
myself, I was like, oh, I'll go ahead. I'm going on Friday, and I think most people are probably gonna go Friday and a whole bunch later in the day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I was thinking maybe I had a chance to get that thing. Lo and behold, when I went there, they said they were all sold out, and I was like, dang. I was like, you don't got any more? I was like, dang. I was like, how many did they give you? And she was like, well, I don't know how many they gave me, but gave us, but they all sold out on the first day, and that was on the Wednesday. I was like, oh, shit. So I was like, well, if they ever do something like this again for like a Mario movie or Sonic movie or something like that, I might just walk up in the theater and be like one of them people where I'm just gonna buy the popcorn and walk right back out. I'm not even gonna go see a movie on that actual day. Just do that early so I can get the tin, seal up that popcorn or whatnot, throw it in like a big old gallon sized bag so none of that popcorn goes away. It might actually have to be like 3 or 4 bags so that way it don't go to waste, and then that way I can keep the collectible thing. But oh shoot, bro.
yeah, I thought it was at Regal Cinemas, and I was sorely mistaken. I was disappointed.
No, I kept telling you, man. I was like, I know it's at AMC, but I don't know why you kept thinking Regal. But I was like, whatever.
I
So yeah,
mostly because I don't know. I thought it would maybe be at both either way.
but
I
let
was
it be
wrong.
known, if anybody got one of those special kind of things, and it's like for something super popular like this, do it on the first day that it's open, particularly probably during the matinee, because there ain't gonna be a lot of those things going around, unless you just live out in the boondocks in the middle of nowhere, though. But yeah, so honestly, I thought the movie was great. Honestly, based upon the results of this thing, I definitely want there to be another sequel one or whatnot, though. But yeah, I thought it was overall pretty solid. Now that we talked about most of that stuff, let's talk about some of these numbers. I gotta pull this mess up on Twitter though, because this movie's been
Oh,
doing some
here's the
crazy
numbers.
numbers.
Oh boy, this doing numbers.
So apparently, the Super Mario Brothers movie, it breaks a record at $204.6 million gained, earned in its 5-day opening domestically, and about 377.2 million worldwide, and thus it became one of the highest selling movie debut weekends for any animated film period history, even beating out Frozen. And I was like, wait a minute. I looked at the list of like all of the different stuff that it kind of beat it out, and I'm trying to find that list again though. But most of that stuff that was already previously at the top, it was a bunch of Disney movies. I saw The Lion King up on there, and a few other things though. But I was like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But I was like, oh shoot. I was like, the fact that they did manage to break that many numbers with this. I was like, I know Nintendo's over there, like, rubbing their hands together. It's like, oh, this makes some good old money. just for this one little film. I don't know technically how much profit they're getting off of it because it's Nintendo and Illumination, so they have to split some of it or whatnot though. And anything after going to your workers and your voice actors and all of that stuff though. But I imagine it's still gonna make pretty good numbers. I know many people out there are probably buying the DVDs or whatnot though, because that also leads into another thing where it's like there's pre-orders going up for the movie, like what most movies do whenever they go live or whatnot though. And you can go out and pre-order the Blu-rays or the 4K ultras and whatnot though. Apparently there was like a few good solid ones going around. I know you probably seen it, Steven, but there was one that was like a
Yeah.
Walmart limited edition one where it's like a star where it houses the disc up in it and you can use it as a display. That was a Walmart exclusive. There's a Steelbook one that Best Buy usually does. Best Buy is usually like home for Steelbooks. Unfortunately, that thing looks super generic. It's just a mushroom on the front and back. I was like, y'all could have done better. And then Target had the one where it's like the 3D one, where it's like if you look at it at a certain angle, it looks kind of 3D ish. And then I think between all three of them, I think you can technically buy just the basic old Blu-rays or 4K ultras or whatnot from like almost each one of those, including Amazon and whatnot. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it on that one though. But Steven, have you managed to buy this or pre-order this movie yet?
Not yet. It's not because I can't. It's just because I haven't really felt like it yet.
Man, why are you tripping over here, bro? You need to go ahead and do that mess.
I know, I know. I just
Especially
kind of
since I
want.
thought I heard you wanted to get that Star one, which
I
apparently
didn't
the
get it.
4K
I
Ultra one already sold out of that one, but you can still get the basic Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy one. That one's still up at Walmart if you want that one.
Yeah, no. I just missed out on it. I didn't want to really feel like overspending at the moment, especially because I had to buy the tickets.
Yeah, which that makes sense. But then again, if you order this stuff and they don't technically charge your card, as long as you're not getting it from Target or something like that, if you get it pre-ordered through Best Buy, it's not going to be in like till a couple of months later until it charges you anyway. But regardless, that's just for people out there that want to get those limited edition stuff. Unfortunately, the Steelbook one sold out as well. It was it sold out a little early or whatnot though, so that is a little bit unfortunate though. But I'm thinking, at least with me, I already got the basic one already pre-ordered for the 4K Ultra through Best Buy because it's just weird because that Walmart one with the star thing, I'm like that would not fit well with most of your other disc or your DVD collection or whatnot though. But I was like, I still kind of want that star thing just for my other gaming collection. I don't know. I might wind up getting this movie twice. Like just have one being the basic 4K Ultra one, that just have the regular box, and then the other one being the one where it has like the metal 10 star, but that's just only gonna come with a Blu-ray and DVD. So I'll probably have two Blu-rays, or I might just give one off to some family member or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I
But
get
yeah, I
that.
think outside of that, that's almost all my thoughts and impressions and kind of some movie related stuff that I just want to kind of quickly go over with the Super Mario Brothers movie. I feel like something else is slipping from my mind. Something else I kind of wanted to mention, but it's not
I
coming back to me. What were you about to
I
say?
was just gonna I was just gonna say that you were said that it was like one of the highest openings for an animated film ever. It has now surpassed Frozen. Now is the highest opening for an animated film ever.
Yeah, and I think the only weird thing I think people are bringing up, I think, is in terms of its like gross and overall, like how much money does the movie make overall? And I think technically Frozen made like $1 billion or something like that. Which right now,
Yeah,
where it's pacing, I think it could actually manage to, beat it, the whole race. I think it can
it
manage to
could.
beat it all the way out. We'll have to wait and see.
We'll see.
But yeah. Shoot. Anything else in terms of your just raw impressions on this movie or
Uh
any other thoughts that you want to kind of get out there for this
oh,
one?
I can get out a quick thought. I think all of the voice casting is very good, and I don't get why people said it wasn't. Well, yeah, I know people were making fun of Chris Pratt. I think he did good. I think everyone did pretty good. Even Seth Rogen did good, and I don't take pride in saying that.
He said even Seth Rogen did good. No, I agree with you. I think all of them did good. Surprisingly, Chris Pratt was a lot better than what I honestly thought he was going to do within this
Do
role,
you
though.
remember
So,
those? Do you remember those awful lines from the trailer? Remember when he said "Mushroom Kingdom, here we come"? Like the
Oh yeah, no,
awful lines.
none of that bad takes and stuff like that was in this movie at all. Period.
Yeah, like they must have realized, wait a second, we want good trailers to market our movie. And also it did help that they did basically Nintendo Directs for every single trailer for this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. That helps with your core audience and letting them know, yes, there is an adaptation or first big major adaptation for it, which hopefully opens up the doors to a lot of other stuff. And while you were talking about that, I finally remember the last little thing I wanted to say. But yeah, you can actually go out there if you already watched the movie, or even if you hadn't already watched the movie, you can listen to the OST for the movie. Already, like on places like Spotify and I think maybe Apple Music, but definitely Spotify. That's where I kind of went back and started reflecting back on the music, because you can hear little bits of it while watching the movie. But if you just want to kind of just sink your teeth up in it and just hear everything that was up in the movie with some of the soundtracks, that's just good to be able to have access to it. Which honestly, I'm not used to Nintendo officially putting their music out there like that. So I don't know. It's just a little nice change of pace and whatnot, though. But you can also pre-order. I think it's what, through IM 8-bit. You can also pre-order some of the music as well if you wanted to kind of own it for yourself, whether it's be like on disc or vinyl or stuff like that. Make some cool ones. I might consider doing that as well. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling though. But
Trust me,
anything on the music that you wanted to say?
well, first of all of the music is great. I wish they didn't cut some of the music out of the movie for pop songs. Without saying any of the names, of course, there were some songs that were cut from the movie, and they were very good. And maybe they'll have a cut on the DVD that includes all of them. That'd be nice. But hey,
Matter.
the song, the songs were made, and the soundtrack is incredible. So many references from so many different soundtracks in the Mario series. How can I complain?
You really can't. There was one in there, and I'll just the vagueness of what I can say. It was like, well, technically, it's not even in the movie though. But there was one
Yeah,
track that technically included some Donkey Kong music. It was kind of like a mixture of
I
like
know which one
Donkey
you're
Kong
talking about.
Country trilogy as well as some other stuff. And I was like, bro, why the heck was that not up in there? I was listening to this. I was like, man, this sounds really good. And I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't even in the movie. I was like, hold up here. I was like, bro.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh, and they put some kind of generic, what was it, pop culture music thing up in there, and I was
Can
like,
I
ah,
say the song because I bet it was in a trailer?
I think it was in a trailer, but I don't think it's that important, so you can go ahead and say it if you want.
Just yeah, they put yeah like "Take on Me" during that one section when it was supposed to be Donkey Kong music.
And I was like, bro, whatever, I guess. I don't know. There better be a take on there that just had all of the anything that was cut that they were thinking about
Yeah,
putting up in there. Just put that up in there, and if I can rewatch it, which I will rewatch this movie whenever I do get my hands on the Blu-ray or whatnot, though. I want to see a take that just had all the original stuff up in there. Because imagine David Wise or somebody like that managed to do
he
a
did.
soundtrack.
I know
Wait,
for a fact
I
he
think he
did.
did, and it was like I was like, but they should have kept
It
that
was the
other
cut
DK
one.
track up in there one. Yeah, the cut
I
one. I was
think
like, oh,
I think the
oh
one he worked on was the cut one. Which my God, come on, guys.
man, that's messed up. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it in terms of most of my impressions, and along with Steven's impressions over the movie, though. But keep in touch with my channel, though, because here fairly soon there'll be a whole bunch of Mario related stuff in terms of reviews, movie discussions, gameplay streams of just certain Mario games, as well as like a certain other video I got planned out a little later on Friday or whatnot, though. Just my reflections on Mario as a character and what he mean to me as growing up and stuff like that. There's going to be a whole entire Mario week. So you have a lot of that stuff to look forward to. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it in terms of this. So yeah, those are all of my thoughts and impressions over the Mario movie thus far, along with me and my guest that was there on the show, though. But I hope you enjoyed all of that stuff right there, though. But yeah, if you want to hear more on my overall thoughts on the Zarcast podcast and everything we talked about within the past couple of weeks, you can go ahead and click that card over there in the corner, and you can see the whole entire show in its entirety, though. But I thought it'd be pretty nice to go ahead and kick Mario Week off, just having that one little segment out of my podcast just condensed here in this format right here, where you just quickly able to view it and just be my official kickstart off for the Mario week though. So yeah, keep in touch with my channel though, because throughout the week, a little later on, I do plan on having my solo review over it roughly around the middle of the week or so. And then hopefully a little later on in the week, I'll have my full-blown discussion with a few of my other pals or whatnot though, just going through and talking about all the spoilers stuff that happened in the Mario movie, because there's a lot to go ahead and talk about up in that though. But yeah, I hope you really enjoyed this video though. So if you really like it, make sure you go and hit that like button, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to stay up to date on all things video game related, as well as anything else Mario for the rest of this Mario week though. So remember y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.